Hey guys, here's another interesting theory or a couple of theories. So, my friends Dion and Eric, they were undercover sheriffs in the River Rock Apartments to bust the sex ring, the drug ring, mostly a sex ring, probably drugs and weapons too, but especially sex, I think, to bust a sex ring. They got hired by a delusional Barbara Barbara Dell that ran the River Rock Apartments. She was the manager, and she was married to a guy named Anthony Dell. She worked for the mob, and she was trafficking her own daughter, Desiree. Dion and Eric were undercover sheriffs there, right? And Dion and Eric were the maintenance guys. So if you read the Bible where it talks about the two witnesses that were cloaked in darkness, the two olive trees, they're just harassing people, firing with their mouth, and they died. And 3 days later, their dead bodies arose after being dead in the streets. People just witnessed them. Do you realize that the crooked mobsters, the pimps, the pedophiles, the traffickers, the gang members were claiming that Dion and Eric were just harassing innocent people and picking on them? Dion and Eric were terrorists harassing these innocent people in River Rock Apartments, who in the end turned out to be sex traffickers and gang members that were hurting people. Dion and Eric, when they finally stood up and said, hey, and they radioed in, the police came in and arrested people, turned out to be police. Do you realize that's what the left is doing to me right now? They say Chris is just harassing innocent people, bashing Buchol's Barky. You know, when I was arrested from Deese, my neighbor Zach, that was willing to burn me down, was beating his kids too. Wore a pink visitor's pass. Danny Shields, Downey Calhoun, that was married or dating Billy Deese, that was trafficking women and was trying to burn me down. Danny Shields, I believe, was wearing a pink, like, oh, I'm an innocent victim thing. People were claiming to be innocent victims inside of the Deese properties that were trying to kill me. They were stealing my money, all this shit. They claimed to be innocent victims picked on by Jesus Christ, picked on by Chris, delusional Chris. Rebecca from Deese probably claimed to be an innocent victim of me. Even though the police allowed me to get arrested, I was taken undercover. Realize Dion and Eric were probably called mean people, just harassing. They're terrorists picking on innocent people in River Rock Apartments. Just like I was a terrorist picking on innocent people in the trafficking ring through Deese property management. Maybe my father now is saying Chris is just this harassing person picking on innocent people like Greg Kroll, Jody Barrett, these psych hospitals, innocent people. You know, you look in the Bible. I don't know if it's in Book of Revelation. I don't remember if it's in chapter anywhere from 8 to 11 or 12 or something. With the two olive trees cloaked in darkness, they had the power that it would not rain. They could shut fire would come out of their mouth, and they died, and their body sat there for 3 days, and everyone witnessed them, did nothing about it. And finally, 3 days later, they arose, and everyone was scared. It looked like Dion and Eric got arrested like they were criminals. But it was the corruption, the sex ring, the mobsters that managed to get some charges against Dion and Eric. But Dion and Eric were actually undercover sheriffs. Just like I've had charges brought against me, and they want to say I'm picking on innocent people. I remember Zach that was married to Alicia. These people were stealing my electricity. I remember the interesting words that Danny said. Oh, I'm not with Deese. You talk to the manager. I'm not even a Deese associate. I'm not the manager. Danny Calhoun, Danny Shields, dating or married to Billy Deese of Deese Property Management, Deese Real Estate, a sex trafficker, by the way. Probably played to be an innocent victim wearing a pink visitor's pass. We're just victims of this cancer. We're like innocent victims. Like, think of pink like breast cancer day. Zach had a pink visitor patch on when I don't know if he went to talk to the police. Chris was just picking on me, and the police said, "Oh, don't worry, Zach, we'll protect you," or something. I was not picking on innocent people, man. I was with the police, just like Dion and Eric were in our